When does porn become an addiction? I was an IT manager for a company many years ago. We installed an internet monitoring system that alerted when someone was going to inappropriate websites. We started getting alerts that a guy was visiting porn sites. I talked to his manager about it, and it turned out this guy had been in trouble for viewing porn at work before. Since this was his third time getting in trouble for it, he was fired. When you can't go the workday without watching, and when you've gotten in trouble for it, and it causes you to lose your job, you have an addiction. When you find yourself unable to stop, despite negative consequences. Also, when it's no longer simply about the pleasure and it becomes an escape from reality. Sure, it may still feel good, but now it's about the high. It becomes an addiction when it's having a clear negative impact on your life, yet you can't stop if you try. Missing work deadlines because you can't stop yourself from bashing it to the hub is an addiction. A kid who jacked it 3 times today but can go a week without it if he wanted to, he just doesn't want to, is not an addiction. It's not about quantity, it's about how it affects you. Obvious. When it affects you negatively. When you start to find every person outside unattractive, when you neglect your work to watch porn, when you masturbate alongside it and always feel horrible afterwards, and most importantly, when you can't stop despite knowing some of this will happen, is when you are addicted to porn. Think of it like alcohol. Vast majority of people who had it at some point are not addicted, neither are people who get complete blackout drunk once, twice or a few times in long periods. The pattern is similar. Not wanting soft drinks anymore, neglecting your duties for it, and drinking every single day despite feeling like shit is alcoholism. When you're using it to escape your emotional problems, like all addictions. I used to have it. What often happened was at any given time, when I would just accidentally browse a sexy picture, my brain would go, this is actually a good time to do it. It didn't help that I'm a freelance writer-editor, so I'm at home 90% of the time and no one can stop me at doing whatever I wanted. I could literally walk around naked with a stiffy the entire day and no one would know, not even the clients I'm putting on loudspeaker. The addiction is not how you actively search for it, but how easily triggered that part of your brain is. More importantly, how there's nothing to stop you from watching and masturbating when your beautiful girlfriend is in front of you naked wanting to have sex and do all the fun things, but you can't get or stay hard. And also when you can't finish, so then you wait for her to leave and then masturbate to porn. Stay away, folks. The real stuff is better. When you go, why am I even doing this, but finish anyways, you might have a problem. When you're jerking off while you're eating dinner. When it starts to rewire pathways into your brain and will start to affect your life. With erectile dysfunction, damaged relationships, and lowered libido with a partner. Usually when it changes from a want to a need. Neuroscientist Dr. Huberman has multiple podcasts on YouTube on this. It takes 30 days for the brain's neural pathways to even begin to repair itself. I can attest to this fact. My ex was addicted and it did ruin his life. Still ruining it. His mind was completely warped. He could not look at a female without considering her sexual viability, just completed objects to him. Every single woman. And he started young, which is why I worry about the youth today. Forming minds should not be watching porn. When it starts to hurt but you keep at it. When you cannot say no, you are not free. I am not sure exactly where it becomes an addiction and not just a fun evening by yourself. However, every damn time I train a new employee, I do have to tell them not to watch porn on the work computers, or on their phone, but mostly the work computers, because more than a few times I've had people get caught watching porn at work. I am pretty sure at that point it qualifies as an addiction. When you can't wait to get home to watch some. When it invades your dreams. When you have sex with your SO and expect her to do things you've seen in porn. I think it was Jimmy Carr who said it best, when you keep watching after finishing. When it impacts life in a negative way. FYI, there are 12-step S groups out there one can check out. SA, SAA, SCA. A little pretty girl boy can't get you hard, the only sex you enjoy is extreme, no love making, you start habitually watching in inappropriate scenarios like public spaces, you don't desire sex or prefer masturbation to good sex. It's causing problems in your relationships, you are becoming a more irritable person, you would rather watch porn and masturbate all day than see family friends and do things, become reclusive. When you prioritize it over important things, like relationships and responsibilities, and it disrupts your life.